Ik had eigenlijk beloofd dat ik je uit zou lachen midden in een river crossing. Maar ja, dat doe ik toch maar niet.
Ja. Maar ik had hier een grote steen, jongens.
Ja.
Hello everybody and welcome back to this video where together with my dad I will be riding to the North Cape. Right now we're almost there and it's only a short way to go. And when I say short way to go, I mean like 400-ish kilometers. Your perception of distance really changes when you're just riding for 2 months straight and everything is so far apart as it is here in Northern Europe. But sadly, that's not the only thing that changes. Because riding for such a long time also brings its own difficulties. I was really starting to feel my shoulder. And when I say feel, I really mean it started to hurt. But apart from that, the ride was amazing. The weather was good and we were making great progress because, although a bummer, there wasn't that much off-road over here because there was just one way up and not only was it a road, it was the road. The long road. Now, I'm gonna have to be honest with you here. This is already on the way back from the North Cape. Because on our way to the North Cape, the side winds were so strong that we almost got blown off the road multiple times. This plus all of the touring buses and me having an incredibly painful shoulder because I had to keep it in the same position all the time. I just didn't feel like filming, so I didn't. And I was feeling very conflicted about it all because at the same time I was feeling very privileged to be able to ride here. And I'm sure there's some sort of life lesson I can take from this, like it's about the journey and not the destination or something along those lines. You know, sometimes it just sucks, and that's okay too. We were hoping to stay the night at the place called House in the North, but it was already taken. By 2 people on a bicycle, might I add, so they deserve it more than we do. Nevertheless, I was not having a great time. We rode for another 2 hours to find a place where we could pitch our tents that wasn't rocky or in the direct wind. We arrived at midnight, not that you would notice because the sun never sets here during summer. And in the end we rode more than 530 kilometers that day. The next day we decided to start off easy by hiking into the mountains surrounding us. Not only to give my shoulder some rest, but also to just generally pace ourselves. A couple of days later I was feeling much better and we arrived at the old postal road in North Sweden. Just before riding the old postal, however, we did some maintenance to our bikes. We did an oil change, we generally checked our bike if everything was in order, and my dad actually replaced his chain guard with a cutting board. Oh, and I'm showing you this bridge because it was the only notable landmark for quite some time. This was also when it started to rain. We decided to stop to dress for the occasion, and as often happens, after putting on our rain gear, it stopped raining. But it still left us with a lot of nice puddles. And slippery rocks.
Er liggen een paar dikke stenen. Halverwege. Nou, als je links houdt dan wil het. Maar aan het einde zit er dan juist bij de uitgang uit het water zit een hele dikke steen. Ik is het 2, maar dat is een beetje enthousiast. Maar als je het niet erg vindt. Hey. Staat hij uit? Ja, hij staat uit. 1, 2. Dat is de spiegel. Ik ga die op de grote steen doen. Ik zie hem. Ja. Dus zijn je spaken en je velgen en alles. Die remschijf heeft een paar braampjes, maar dat is niks. Die spaken zijn fijn.
Oké.
Goed.
Ja, ik kwam hier op de grote stenen, hoor. Ik kocht een kamp.
Ja.
Ik kocht een kamp erop. Kun jij hem even in balans houden? Ik moet hem even precies vrij zetten.
Now, for the sake of gravity, I'm gonna skip over this next part because we're here for a while. And I did promise my dad that I would laugh at him when he would stall his bike in the middle of a river crossing with a bike that is kickstart only. However, I didn't. But there is a way to make up for it in the edit.
Zullen we hem gewoon even het water uitduwen?
Wacht maar even, hij moet starten.
We kunnen hem ook gewoon even duwen.
Wacht maar. Als je maar beeld hebt.
As a reflex, you see me grab the steer here. Please don't. It doesn't help.
Mooi.
And so we continued on. Now back in Sweden, where instead of riding north, we were now dropping back down south. And once again, the tracks were amazing as ever. Having reached the point farthest away from home, the trip itself wasn't on its halfway point yet. We were now standing before a decision, because we were slightly ahead of schedule, and there were two things that we could do. We could either take our time, drive a bit less every day, and generally slow down, or we could take a detour to the Lofoten. On our way there, we had to depart from the Trans-Euro trail we were following. And in general, it can be a bit more tricky to find off-road tracks in Norway compared to Sweden and Finland.
Koud, hè?
Er zijn net iets te veel muggen binnen, dus we slapen wel in de tentjes. Maar check dit. Best vervelend, hè?
The Lofoten turned out to be beautiful, however, especially compared to the rest of our trip, very tourist heavy. It's also one of the few places in Norway where it's not allowed anymore to camp in the wild. This is due to too many bad experiences with tourists making a mess. But that's something I'll tell you more about in the next episode. For now, thank you very much for watching. And if you have questions about our journey, then please leave a comment and ask away. I'll make sure to answer them. And of course, the whole YouTube talk. Please subscribe and press the like button and do all the other stuff.